Hello there, and welcome to my channel, Novice Modelling in a Midlife Crisis. My name is Andy, and today we're going to be playing around with our Tasman 172 Airspeed Oxford Mark II, which we're building for New Zealand Day. Hopefully, we'll be finished in time for February the 16th. We'll also be giving you some details on how you can win this little beauty. This is a Tasman Oxford Mark V. So there'll be details coming up for that in the next day or so. Basically what we're doing today is we're going to be refining some of the parts that we've taken off our rather chunky sprues. To do that, we're going to be using some clippers. We're going to use some files, use this sanding stick and this rubbing stick, and when required, we're going to use this Hardell sort of Dremel drill. What we've done so far, we've actually done pretty much one of the wings, which is now ready to be glued together. We'll be doing that in another episode, I think. The wing undersurface, interestingly, comes in two sections, which is kind of unusual. And what we can see we've done is we've taken a load of the residue from the injection moulding process out, so we get a nice snug fit. And we took a bit off that as well, so that's going to go together quite nicely. We're going to throw a bit of Vallejo magic putty in there just to get rid of these lines and any sort of minor gapping issues that we might have, but it seems to have gone together pretty okay. I've taken a little bit too much off here, obviously. We haven't got a very good line there. So we got one wing done. As you can see, we still need to get rid of all this stuff from the inside here. I've done a little bit on this part here, and as you can see, we still need to take a bit more off. We can see we've got a blob here that we need to take out, which is causing us a problem. We've actually had to glue this together a bit here because we did actually crack it when we took it off the sprues. We cut it a little bit too close to the part itself, and it snapped. The way that really I think I've discovered you probably should do these is you should cut them quite far away from the part at first and then trim back. Isn't that a good sound? And then trim pieces back to stop cracking. I figured that one out on the previous Jay's kit that I did, which is essentially just a reboxing of the Ventura and Tasman kits. So I'm just going to whittle away basically, and if you find it interesting what I'm doing, great. If you don't, well, you can click out and click back on another one when I tell you how to win this wonderful kit. So I'm just going to be doing this, I'm not going to do it to perfection. I'm just going to start taking some bits off. So this little knobble here, I'm just going to clip that back a bit. And then, I've got water on there. And I'm just going to sand it back gradually, I suppose, until I'm kind of happy with what I've got. That is part of the actual wing itself, but these pieces here are going to need to come off, so just a little bit of sanding. I mean, as you can see, the plastic is quite soft and almost quite enjoys having lumps taken off it. So I mean, all we're doing is we're just taking some little bits at a time, and then we're going to match the parts together and kind of gauge how much more we need to take off. So around here, there's one. Around here, as you can see, we've got some nasty chunks we need to do. I mean, I'm a novice at these things, so I don't expect perfection here. I mean, you can spend a lot of time doing this, or I'll probably spend a good few hours over the next day trying to get these parts kind of how I like them. Again, there you can see where I've caused some damage myself by clipping it too far away, and I've damaged the part, but hopefully a little bit of magic putty will sort that out. So there you go. I mean, as every passing goes, every time we pass over it with the sanding stick, we take a piece off. We're obviously going to have to take some from underneath here as well, like so. Or you can have a go with a file. And that's just starting to look better and better as we go along. So let's do a bit of that there. There is some nice detail on these Tasman kits, so you know, obviously you don't want to take that off as well. It's kind of very therapeutic and kind of satisfying. It's almost like whittling a piece of wood. I found it quite enjoyable when I did the Wirraway, to be honest with you. It was just a pleasant way to spend the afternoon, you know, I suppose. I'm sure there's a couple of people out there that will actually say, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. So there we go. So we made a bit of a start on that. It's looking a little bit better. So as you can see, I've taken a bunch of this residue out already on this one. So I'm just going to take a bit out up here. I don't really think I need to take that much out, to be honest with you. It seems to be going together quite well. I'm going to take this piece out here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the hard L on that bit. It just makes the whole process a lot easier. And then you can see what that's chugging away at that like it's a piece of cheese. Let's see what other parts we think. So I think around here we're going to take a piece off. Sand that with a sanding stick. I think we might have some problems up here, so I'm going to take a bit of it out, some of it out from up here. So that's basically all it does. And we just sort of keep on chipping away with that. Take a little bit off every now and again, until we think it's going to be fitting together quite right. I mean, that's looking pretty good already, to be honest with you. So we'll just take a bit of that off there. You know, and you just take a little bit off and see what it's looking like. So we'll keep playing around with that for a while. And then obviously this piece here, we're going to need to trim that back a little bit. I'm going to have to go and get some more trimmers, I think. And then we'll just have a go at it with the stick. Like so. Try not to take too much off, and then eventually that'll fit nice and snug in there. A little bit of magic Vallejo putty, and jobs are good. The parts of the tail plane, again, you can see we're going to have to take that off. There's no mounting points for this, and it has been suggested that you know, you can use bits of brass rod and metal and whatnot to attach the wings, because again the wings have got no mounting point, so it is literally a case of patience. I mean, I've never been particularly accurate when I drill things, you know, with a Black & Decker drill. And if I was to drill some holes and put some rod in here and then drill some holes in there, I'd probably end up with them in kind of the wrong place and end up with something like that, to be honest with you. So I'm just going to build myself like I did with the Wirraway, some sort of jig out of white tack, mold it to the bottom, and just, you know, sort of hope it goes together, I suppose. It's not perfect, but I'm a novice, so I try to do the best I can with what skills I have. So as you can see, we've got some engine cowlings here, which we've kind of already sanded off. That's kind of how they came off the sprue. So we're going to trim a bit of that off. So it's almost there, and then we'll just have a go with the sanding stick. Until we get something that's going to look about right. Getting pretty close. And these here will do the same. We'll trim these pieces off. And then we'll just sand it back. Again, there's no mounting points on here either. And we'll just hope that we're going to get it about right. And then any little imperfections we will attack with some Vallejo. We've also trimmed back and done a rough sort of refinement on our cockpit floor and our 2 seats. And I've pre-stuck my wheels together. And I'll be sanding off the rough edges on those. So we're getting there slowly. I mean, it's kind of a nice, interesting thing to do, you know, where you can just sit down, do it for half an hour, walk away, go and check the football, come back, do a little bit more. And that's pretty much all I've been doing, to be honest with you. So thanks for watching that little section. The next time you see me, we'll be gluing some parts together. So we've got our New Zealand whiskey, because that's how I do things. I'll have a little dram now. And I'll leave you with thanks for watching, and please do like and subscribe. And check out some of our Mikey's Model Barn videos, which are going to be hitting up sporadically over the next couple of weeks. And as always, be seeing you.